After much self-reflection, I have come to the realization that there is one thing very Indian about you, and that is that you became the Democratic nominee without a single vote. Bitch, you pulled the biggest scam of all time. No Indian I know, from the call centers to email phishing, no Indian I know has scammed 250 million people. Not bad, Kamala. That's pretty good numbers. If you manage to actually win the election, you will have pulled off the biggest Indian scam of all time. From here on out, your new name is not Kamalto actually. It is now Skamala. Skamala Harris. Don't act like us. Don't act like...
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a freaking fantastic morning. This is the Derek O'Shea Show. I woke up this morning to lots of news as we see that Donald Trump had a press conference yesterday, and there's mixed reactions everywhere as all the leftards are losing their minds and obviously are being paid by the Kamala Harris regime. I can't believe that Donald Trump doesn't do this as well, but there has been constant leftard memes all over my stream on Twitter like this one.
She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen.
It's okay.
She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he's...
The press conference was okay. I wasn't as big of a fan of it, but I talked to other people who said that they were a huge fan of it. So mixed emotions, that being said, and this is probably one of the dumbest ones I saw.
Person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man. What they've done is pretty incredible.
Okay, so there's mixed emotions going on everywhere. But the thing I woke up to this morning is seeing everyone on the right losing their minds to Joe Rogan, who has always been a leftist and a bit of a libtard his whole life, endorse RFK Jr. Oh my God, I'm so surprised.
That's what they do. That's politics.
What
they
you
do it on the left, they do it on the right. They gaslight you, they manipulate you.
You're gaslighting us. You're gaslighting the MAGA base.
And the only one who's not doing that is Robert F. Kennedy.
How dare you say that?
I am a fan.
What?
Yeah, he's the only one that makes sense to me. He's the only one that he doesn't attack people.
You mean the guy that wanted Bernie Sanders to win thinks RFK Jr. makes sense? Surprise, surprise, mother.
He attacks actions and ideas, but he's
and dead bears on the road.
He's much more reasonable and intelligent. I mean, the guy was an environmental attorney and cleaned up the East River.
Gay. Please do not lose your mind to Joe Rogan voting for RFK Jr. This was such an obvious thing that he was going to do from the jump. And you can see that all his little comedian minions have all said the same thing. They all love RFK Jr. He's just a good vibe. That's because they're all Democrats and they're scared to go over the line. And I'm waking up this morning to seeing everyone on the right being like, he has forsaken us. He is such a coward. He goes up and he shakes Donald Trump's hand and then he turns around and endorses RFK Jr. Unreal. How could you do this? How could you do this, Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan, I love your podcast. How can you do this to us? Because he's always been the same dude. This is a guy that thinks Bernie Sanders is consistent. Anytime I hear like language like that, it's like Joe Biden's a good guy. Bernie Sanders is consistent. I know where you get your news. But the big thing for me is MAGA and the right on social media platforms, Twitter alike, especially on X. Oh my God, it's just all over the place on X. The steam is not there. It's weak. Whoever is running the MAGA Trump campaign right now is doing a horrible job. I am serious, and I cannot take it anymore. You're running up against the woman who is fully backed by media. And this is her in a nutshell. She doesn't have, she's not a real human being is what I'm trying to say. This is her, 2 different clips from 2 different states. Tell me if you can hear any difference.
So good to be back in Michigan.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you, I am clear.
Yeah.
The path to
Okay.
the White House
You're
runs
clear.
right through this state.
I
And
love
listen,
that.
I am clear.
You're
the
so
path
clear.
to the White House runs right through this state.
Yeah.
I took on perpetrators
Wow.
of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
You could perp me
and
any
had
day.
a summer job at McDonald's.
Oh, I'm just like
I had
you.
a summer job at McDonald's.
I'm just like
So
you.
hear me when I say.
I'm
So
hearing.
hear me, Detroit, when I say.
Okay.
I know Donald Trump's
Ooh.
type. I know Donald Trump's
Ooh.
type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it?
She's a
and
robot.
when we fight, we win.
Oh God, that is the creepiest crap I've ever heard in my life. Wait, one more time.
It. And when we fight, we win.
Kamala's plagiarizing herself and
God. You're running up against that. So I am declaring war on whoever's running the MAGA whole campaign right now, which is, in fact, Chris Lachita, Susan Wiles, Brian Jack, Jason Miller, Stephen Chung, and Caroline Levitt. You're doing a horrible job. Wake up. You're running against somebody who may or may not be using AI to show how big her crowd size is. We're going to get into that a little later. I'm going to have to do a deep dive if she is actually using AI, because if that's the case, this changes everything. Also, you're running up a person who, the minute she starts talking in public squares, she freezes up. And so she has to remain on the script. If she doesn't stay on the script, she starts saying like, Ukraine is a country and it's in the Eastern Europe area. And then she sounds absolutely ridiculous. That's why Trump is like, yeah, I'll do 3 debates. And she's like, how about we're gonna do the first one and see how it goes. Because if it doesn't go good, my campaign knows that I shouldn't be talking. Yeah. And I'm curious how that's gonna go. They're gonna try to do the one and done. They're gonna do, if we win this debate, we're not gonna debate anymore. But if we lose, we also might not debate anymore. So I'm so happy that she finally admitted to that she's going to be debating Donald Trump. Do not lose your mind about this guy voting for RFK Jr. Who cares? Just because his listeners like him doesn't mean he's smart about everything. He's as he says himself, he's a dumb comedian at the end of the day. So don't make him to be some great, grandiose person. All right. And also, I'm noticing as well that things need to change. How do you know that the Trump campaign isn't doing that well? And how do you know it's kind of lowering its steam right now? Well, even if you go to Fox News, okay, or Breitbart News right now, it's all about Kamala. And so the only way to change that is to go on the offensive. I don't know who is right. I think it's Stephen Chung and Caroline Levitt, spokesperson for Make America Great Again. You need to go on the offense. You need to wake up. Because if you lose Kamala Harris, it'll be because the campaign is terrible. And this meek Donald Trump that even in these press conferences is very subdued and quiet, I don't think it's going to work. It would have worked around Joe Biden because he was senile, angry, and losing his mind. So it made sense to have like a calm voice that seemed on top of things. But now you're going up against Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And Tim Walz has tons of energy. He's like I've said before, he's one of those kind of guys that just speaks so fast that he could be lying to your face, but he's going so fast that you can't slow him down. So you need to wake up. This campaign needs to wake up or it will lose. And if you lose to Kamala Harris, I mean, this is just another person running the campaign. It's like, Trump, what are you doing, bro? Go hang out with influencers outside of Benny Johnson, Jack Posobiec, and Tim Pool. Like, find other ones. Go nuts. Do something fun. I need power coming from your voice. I don't want meekness anymore. You're running against Kamala Harris, Officer Harris, Prosecutor Harris. You need to sound powerful. Because right now you don't. That's my thoughts of the morning. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning and enjoy some coffee. It's Friday, freaking idiot. See you later.